our class A, we are on number 21. And it says state the vertex of the equation. So remember, the equation, okay, so the equation format is, let's see, I need some space. Let's go with, is f of x is equal to a x minus h squared plus k, right? And so remember, the vertex is just h comma k. And so for h now, once you get to remember, once the h value outside of the equation is going to be, you're going to flip the sign. So here, the h here is -2 inside the parentheses. When you pull it out for the vertex, it's going to be a +2, and k is 4. Just got to remember that. All right, so let me go back and reiterate this again. So in this case, the 4 is my k, the h is my -2. But when I write it in as a point, right, you're going to put the sign of the -2, it becomes a +2. The k, the 4, still stays the same as +4. All right, if this was a +2 here, that was a +2, then it will become a -2 as a point. All right, just make sure you remember that. Okay, so that the vertex is 2, 4. 22, Ron needs at least $300 for a summer trip, and he has saved $90. He has saved $90. If he makes $7 an hour, once you see that, you know you're looking at the rate. All right, and how many hours must he work to make the trip? Well, we know our slope is going to be 7x. All right. And the initial value before you start working is 90. And the key phrase right here is at least. You got to know your inequality symbol. At least is going to be the symbol greater than or equal to, all right, 350. And here, all you got to do is solve for x. Okay. And so minus 90 on both sides, minus 90 on both sides. Oops, minus 90 here. I'm left with 7x is greater than or equal to, that's going to give me 260. Is that correct? Yes, 260. And then divide both sides by 7. That gives me x is greater than or equal to, divide this by 7. And that gives me roughly 37.1 hours, 37.1 hours. So he must work, all right, at least 37 hours, all right, to save enough money, to make enough money. All right, okay, so that's number 22. Let's move on to, I need some space here. Let's erase this, get some more space. Here, you want to write the inequality for the graph. And so you know it's a dashed line, right? You can tell it's a dashed line. Oops, it's a dashed line. And the area shade is above the line. So you know you're going to use greater than. That's going to be the symbol you're going to use. But to write the equation now, we got to find the slope and the y-intercept. Well, the y-intercept is pretty easy. That's the y-intercept right there. So b is 3. And let's find the slope now. Again, whenever you have a graph, guys, to find a slope, it's best to use, try to use rise and run. So this is a good point right here. I need to find another good point. This is not a good point here. All right, it's kind of hard to see in the graph. And so I rise, my rise is going to be up 1. I'm going to rise 1. All right, I'm going to rise 1, and my run is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can see that the graph is decreasing, so my slope is going to be -1/4. Okay. So writing my equation now is going to be y is greater than or equal to negative 1/4 x plus 3. Y is greater than. Good. A very simple one there. The key here is you got to know or define the slope, the y-intercept, and make sure dashed line and it's above, it should above is greater than. 23. Move on to 24. Simplify again. This is on a reference sheet, guys. If you stuck on how do I handle exponents, look at a reference sheet. It explains to you 9 and 9 over n. That looks like 5. It's at 5. So that's going to be n 9 minus 5, which gives you n to the 4th. All right. On this one, you're multiplying now. So remember, the a as an exponent of 1, b as an exponent of 1. So we're going to have a to the 1 times a squared, and b squared times b to the 1. Again, you add the exponents, right? So for a, it's going to be a cubed and b cubed. C, very similar to B, all right? Multiply, we have multiply the coefficient, 2 times 3 is 6. And then for the x's, this is a 1 right there, so I get x cubed. And for D, put a 1 here and a 1 there. Oops. And so I'm gonna have multiply the coefficient, I'm gonna have 3 times 2 is 6. And for the u's now, let's group them. I'm gonna have a u squared, a u squared, and a u to the 1. And then we're going to have a v squared and a v to the 1. And that's just going to give me 6 u to the 5th and v cubed. Is that what I have? Yes. All right. 25. Asks for the missing side. Again, the key phrase here is perimeter. Perimeter is you got to add the outside dimension. So there's a triangle. So the perimeter is the sum of all the sides. This plus this side plus this side. But this side, we don't know what this is. So that's how we define. So I'm going to leave that as a Q right there. Just call it a small q. All right. Now, perimeter is going to be, remember, I said before, it's the sum of all the sides. 4x plus y is one side, plus the other side is 2x plus y. And the other side, which I don't know, is we call it q. But we're told that the perimeter is 8x plus 3y. When I add all the sides together, it is 8x plus 3y. So I'm going to replace the p here with 8x plus 3y, and that is equal to 4x plus y plus 2x plus y, and plus the q. And from here, guys, this is a simple grouping of like terms, all right, and then finding q. So here on the left side, we have a 4x and a 2x. That gives me a 6x. And for the y, I have a 1y here and a 1y there. So that's plus 2y. And we have the q, and that is equal to 8x plus 3y. And if you probably can see the answer already. Plus 3y. All we're going to do is I want q by itself, right? Because that's what I want to find. So I'm going to minus 6x here, minus 2y, and then minus 6x here, and minus the 2y. And that gives me what? Well, 8 minus 6 is 2. That's 2x. 3 minus 2. Oops, where did that go? 3 minus 2. That's 1y, or y, and that is equal to q. All right. So that's how you do that, guys. So the key thing is knowing what perimeter is. All right, number 26. Get some more space here. All right. Okay. What are the solution and factors? Okay, remember solutions are the same thing as these are your x-intercepts. These are the roots. So I look at the graph now. What are my x-intercepts? The x-intercepts are my solutions. All right. So we have 1, 2, 3. So we have x equals 3, and the other one is 7. X equals 7. Now to find the factors, all I'm going to do is move the 3 to the left side. It becomes x minus 3 equals 0. That's well, let me back up for a second. Remember, factors are, when we look at factors, right, they're in parentheses. So remember I said the easy way to do this, right, it just make the 3, if the 3's a positive right here, make it negative, I'm putting in parentheses, x minus 3. Here, the 7's a positive, so I'm making it a negative, I'm putting it in the parentheses. That's probably the easiest way to go with that. Okay, so those are my factors. Again, solutions, factors. All right, number 26, 27. What we have to, let me erase this. I saw this earlier in class. All right, so are there more? Are there more I need to erase? All right, no. All right, number 27. Again, very simple. It says the area of a triangle, and it gives you the formula, 1/2 b times h. So all you gotta do is multiply. They give you the base and they give you the height times 1/2. So all you're gonna do is 1/2. My base is 2x minus 1, and my height is 7x. And just multiply. Now this is a little bit because this is multiplication, right? You can I can rewrite this as as 1/2. You may be more comfortable with the 7x in the front times 2x minus 1. All right, same thing. And so all you gotta do is distribute now. Distribute the 7x times this, times 2x, and 7x times -1. And so I'm gonna have 1/2. 7x times 2x is just 14x squared, and 7x times -1 is just -7x. That's it. You can multiply by the 1/2. Well, if you do that, you're gonna have a fraction right here, because 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. So just leave that as 1/2 times 14x squared minus 7x. All right. That's number 27. And let's go to number 28. Okay, number 28 is, let me get some space here. Number 28 is, I hope you recognize that, it's a difference of perfect squares. Remember that special formula we did in class? All right. Where, if you remember this, where it's going to be a squared. And I think this is on your reference sheet too, guys. I think it is. It is equal to a minus b and a plus b. All right. So all you got to do is, remember in class, we did this, to the square root of x squared, square root of 225. And that's going to give me x squared 225 is 15. And so I'm going to have two factors now. They're both going to have x and 15, and you just put a one gets a minus sign, one gets a plus sign. Right. That's something you got to recognize whenever you see an expression like that. It's the difference of two perfect squares. Okay. 29. Ask you, state the equation in vertex form. State the equation in vertex form. Now remember, the equation in vertex form is of the format f of x is equal to a times x minus h squared plus k. All right, so all you want to do is just find the vertex here. All right, if you look, the vertex is right there, and that's going to be, say, what's that point? 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, 8, and I go up 6. Is that correct? So my vertex h comma k, right, is 8, comma 6. And so my answer is going to be A. All right. Now, remember now, when I put the 8 into the equation, I'm sorry, X, the H, when I put the H into the 8 into the equation, it's going to be -8 now. Square plus, and my K still keeps a sign of +6. Now, if this was a -8 right here, just suppose that was a -8. When I put it into the equation, it'd be a +8. All right, just make sure you flip the signs in case like this. All right, so -8. Make sure. And that's what they're looking for, guys. That's what they're looking for. Number 30. Write equations for both exponential. Write equations for growth and decay. So remember, for exponential, right? The base function is f of x is equal to a times b of x. That is your base function. Right. Now, for growth and decay, right? For growth, you're going to have f of x is equal to, so that's my exponential function. Or a growth function, you're going to replace the b with 1 plus r, a times 1 plus r to the power of x. If it's a decay now, you replace the b with 1 minus r. Remember that, and that's 30. Okay, so I'm going to start the last video from 30 to 40. How many questions do we have? 40. Okay, so we'll do one more video for the rest. Okay, that's 30.